Welcome in to Tuddy Talk. This is now the second week of the playoffs. We just found out what happened in the first round.
This is Gifford.
And I'm Devin.
We are here at the Smith compound, and a lot of upsets last week. We were not expecting what happened.
I think one would argue only upsets, except for, I guess, Brittany's matchup.
If she played like that all year, she would have been in the playoffs.
She would have been somewhere. I don't know about the playoffs, but probably not getting a tattoo.
No.
I think that would be where she would be at. However,
now she's getting inked.
Yeah. It was all the way down, just bust after bust. Apple almost came back. He almost made it.
And you're Apple, you're almost a champion. But this is the winner's circle, baby. And you're just not a part of it. You just don't got that DNA, that dog. CMC could only carry your sorry team so far. So, yeah.
We want to see it next year, though. I want to see it next year.
In all actuality, I was rooting for you. And
100%. I was rooting for you all the way.
We didn't want an outsider who hasn't been a part of the league to win the championship.
Well, we got rid of one.
Yes.
Chris is no longer in the league.
Chris,
however,
overtraded.
Sammy's still there.
Can we say it now, Chris?
Yes.
You overtraded. You were the favorite for weeks.
Both of them. Both of these guys were both favorites for weeks.
And you lose to Sammy and Eric out of all teams. At least lose to Nate or lose to Tani, lose to a Juggernaut. But to lose to two embarrassing teams.
Just ridiculous. We knew there was a top four, and already two of the top four disappointed.
Terrible.
I think what would make we're gonna get into the matchups later. It doesn't even matter yet. This week's. So last week though, I do want to talk about Eric and Chris, because Chris did have a decent showing.
But Eric just busted a nut all over him.
So
160 points?
162.52. He would have gotten, or he was the best scorer of the week. However, Chris was next. He would have won if he played either of the other ones. So unfortunately, the last couple losses that you took really messed with you. I mean, and you didn't really take that many, 9 and 5. If you won one more game, you would still be in the playoffs. Unfortunately,
Bye did you well to Tani, because if you played this week, you might have gotten upset.
Not just to Tani, Nate as well.
Nate as well, yes.
Yeah, both teams would have done so much better. Or, I mean, we would have been happier had you played this week.
Hypothetically, if we're going into it, Josh and Dak did not have great games. Dak had a pretty off week.
Mm-hmm.
So Tatani would have been in danger. CD as well did not play well in Buffalo, so
no, but
dodge the bullet.
You can't play Buffalo every week.
No, you can't.
Unfortunately for us. And I mean, that's good for you though, because this week CD and Dak both get Miami.
Yes.
So,
high scoring affair.
Yep. And I mean, Tyreek might not even be there.
Right.
I don't know how he's progressing, but we do still have a little bit of time. So hopefully he comes back, because I want to see full strength walking into week 16. Let's see. Do you have anything else to say about week 15? I mean, I guess I can talk about the consolation bracket, because everybody loves to hear about that. Brittany scored almost 140 points last week.
Jordan Addison went bananas.
Insane. Almost 30 points. Jordan Love got 21.
Jordan Love has been very consistent.
Kyron, man. If Kyron didn't get hurt, Brittany would be in the playoffs.
You know what's insane? Kyron scored... How much did he score last week?
26.
Kyron scored 26 and he fumbled twice.
Really? I didn't even see that.
Which is insane. He turned the ball over twice and he scored 26.
Kyron
as a non-quarterback.
Oh my gosh. Kyron he knows how to play football, apparently.
Yeah.
He knows how to score in that Rams offense. He is Todd Gurley.
The biggest surprise this season, for sure. Being backup to Cam Akers to start the season, Kyron has just blown up into second or third round pick next year.
I'm excited to see where him and Puka go next year.
This is going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Especially, do you think Stafford's going to stick around?
We'll see. I don't know. He's old.
He's getting old. He's always hurt. I mean, this year has been okay, but
he's actually been playing a lot better the second half of the stretch.
The second half, yeah. But the first half was rough. So
right.
Who knows if he's actually going to be back next year? That's just me speculating, though. It's based on nothing. So who really knows? Let's see. Ty Chandler on the other side. I just 25 points. That's pretty good.
A pretty good game for him, but
however, Nico, you didn't sit him, Scott, and that's on you. And now you get to. I think you get to play me
for 11th place.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, you and me, buddy. We're going for 11th place right now. Oh, this is pathetic. This is sad. I mean, it's more sad for you because you were second place last year.
Yeah, that fall from grace is...
Yeah. I mean, you don't have much to say either. Like, you're out of playoffs, too. But it's rough for both. What? Say something.
I'm etched into the history books.
Oh, so am I. But
Scott isn't.
You can only live off of that for so long. Your laurels can't last as long as you live.
You know.
All right. I guess that's enough yapping about week 15.
And the past.
And the past, of course. But, I mean, I don't think you'll ever let that go, that you won the league.
No, I'll never let that go.
That'll be like us talking about Jim Brown, how he didn't even play 16 games.
Hey,
you played against weaker
Call
teams.
me Drew Brees. Call me Brett Favre. I'm not no Dan Marino.
You're right. Oh, because he didn't. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, now we have 12 teams, and you can't say that you have beat.
It's going to be tougher, teams. But every dog has its day. You know, we're going to be back in the playoffs one day. And
one of the next 12 years, I might actually make it to the championship.
Exactly, right?
It's a long time.
I mean, if Tatani's going to win a championship, anything's possible. Fuck.
Is that what you think? You think Tatani's making it?
If we're gonna make a spoiler right now, I think Tatani is gonna win the championship.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a bad pick, obviously. Do we want to go into the Week 16 matchups?
Yeah, we got nothing else to talk about. Yeah.
Let's do it. Week 16, we have Probably Gonna Choke, which is Tatani versus Sammy, Genius Team, and Zach 2. How have these guys made it so far?
No clue.
Is what I want to know.
No clue.
Is it luck, or are they just that good?
I'm gonna say a little bit of both. They're gonna need a lot of luck this week. They're gonna need Pacheco to come back. They're gonna need a lot of stuff.
I want to know who runs that team. I still haven't gotten an answer from you guys. I want to know who is setting that lineup, who's making the trades, who's doing all that.
As much as we have...
Pacheco might be coming back.
As much as we've dually said that we do not want Eric to win this championship this year, I do not want to hand the trophy over to two people. I'm going to say that right now. I do not want to have a dual champion. That's some bogus shit.
It's fine. It's co-managers. That's what happens with normal
this ain't no co-championship.
Normal leagues have co-managers.
What kind of...
That's a normal thing to happen. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen though. I'll put that out there. But top 4 is already quite the accomplishment. So congratulations to Sammy and Zach.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, somehow.
However, in this one, I mean, obviously we just saw that Sammy and Zach can score quite a bit, but we've seen it all season from Tatani.
Yes.
And I think it's going to continue here.
Barring any dumb substitutions on Tatani's part, his team is 100% healthy, no questionables, and it's not looking too good for Sammy and Zach. We've seen more surprising things happen, but for right now, I think it's going to be a steamroll.
Heck, I'll go line by line. Dak versus Justin Fields. Dak. Okay. CD versus Stephon Diggs. Right now, it's CD.
Yes.
That's just how it's been.
He's just more consistent right now.
CD also gets Miami. Stephon Diggs gets the Chargers, though.
Stephon might pop off against
Stephon could definitely pop off. It might even be a wash there. Let's see. Ayuk or Jacoby Myers. Jacoby gets KC and Brandon Ayuk gets Baltimore.
Jacoby has had a very productive season, but of course Ayuk's on the best team in football, so...
Ayuk, I just fear that they're both inconsistent. And Kansas City's defense has been really good. The
difference is we got Aiden O'Connell throwing to Jacoby Myers, and we got an MVP candidate throwing to Brandon Ayuk.
I think I'll take Ayuk there as well.
Yep.
Rashad White or Raheem Mostert.
It's almost a wash at this. Rashad White has. I want to put in a candidate for comeback player of the year. He has been quietly good. Wow. Definitely going to be on my radar for next year. A sneaky pick. We were not expecting that production going into this year.
No, I wasn't.
Kudos to, well, the original person that drafted and made that stupid trade, but we're not going to go into that. We're not going into that. So, yeah.
No, since week 7, he has not dipped below 12 points.
Insane.
And he's gotten above 20 a few times.
How about them Buccaneers? The Baker's having a career season.
Yeah, no, I like him.
Mike Evans, 10 straight 1K seasons. Like, solid.
And then on the other side, you have Raheem Mostert, and he gets Dallas.
Another comeback player of the year. Nobody expected a 38-year-old Raheem Mostert, 32-year-old Raheem Mostert to score 20 touchdowns this season.
He's a little more volatile, but I like what I see from him every week.
After 2 knee injuries.
Yeah, but these past, 4 weeks, he's played some easier defenses. This week he gets Dallas. Which is a little bit tougher of a challenge, so we will see there. I guess I have to go Rashad here, too.
Let's just say this, though. Raheem. If we're going to mention Dallas, James Cook just scored 40 points on Dallas. He had 200 total purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. So,
I'll give you that.
It's looking like Dallas's defense isn't all that.
They definitely had an off week. I will say that.
They were on the road.
Yes. If they play like that, then no contest, Raheem. But I think Rashad White has this one, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
Just narrowly. James Conner versus Tyjae Spears.
We have to go with James Conner because he's a starter.
I 100% agree. Even though Spears gets Seattle, he gets to play against the Seahawks.
Derek's probably going to screw us over more than Tajay is. So,
yeah. But James Conner's been on kind of a kick past couple weeks that he's played, over 15 points each.
Okay, good for him.
So, yeah, there we're also leaning to Tani.
Yep.
Trey McBride versus Sam Laporta. I personally think that this is no contest.
It's a wash.
Really?
Yes.
It's a wash for you.
Trey McBride
has been really good.
I know Laporta's
just
more,
that name.
Laporta's more likely to go for 25.
He is.
26. I'll give the edge to Laporta, but Trey McBride, I've seen in fantasy chats that people are considering starting him over Kelsey at this point.
That's crazy.
So Trey's been putting up his numbers, and I would say Laporta because he physically killed me multiple times this season. Laporta is a stud. Definitely going to be on the lookout for next year as well. So
absolutely.
I'm going to have to say, look, if you're going for a 25-point score, it's going to be Laporta. So.
However, this is going to be a divisional game against Minnesota. So
which makes stakes even higher. So Laporta.
I don't know. They haven't played them yet because they play this week and then week 18 as well.
Sure.
So we haven't seen what they'll do against
the
Minnesota.
battle of 2 elite tight ends there.
Trey McBride, though, gets Chicago. So it might also be Trey here. I'm personally going Sam Laporta, but it could also be Trey. That's a lot closer than I expected. Mm-hmm. And then in the flex, we have Jahmyr Gibbs versus Dalton Schultz.
Dalton's coming off of...
It's Jahmyr Gibbs.
It is Jahmyr Gibbs. Dalton's coming off a 2 or 3 game layoff where he was hurt. And I don't know if my QB CJ's playing this week. So I'm going to have to go with Jahmyr.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, all the way. I mean, I know I said it no question with Sam Laporta and Trey McBride, but this is actually no question.
Yes.
Jahmyr.
And with that being said...
He's also a tight end.
And with that being said, Dalton Schultz is going to score 25 this week.
So. Oh, 100%. I'm awful with tight ends. If you guys haven't noticed. Not to
He's
bring
been
my
benching
team
Njoku the past 3 weeks.
Benching Njoku to play Jake Ferguson. But when I play Njoku, Jake Ferguson goes off for 20 points. And it's frustrating.
That boy Flacco loves him some Njoku.
He does. And I really love that. Great job on Joe Flacco.
I'm happy
You're the
for him.
backup, and it's been so fun.
You remember when they had the debate where Joe Flacco is elite?
Yeah, 100%.
He's elite.
Absolutely.
Joe Flacco's elite.
If he can make Javid Njoku look like this, he's elite.
The Browns just wasted $230 million on a rapist.
Damn. I mean, yeah, you're a sexual abuser.
Sexual abuser.
Let's see. And then even if he wanted to, he could sit James Conner, Jahmyr, or Rashad White for Saquon. So
Oh, man, a healthy Saquon on his bench?
He's all over the place.
Just insane.
It's Tatani, one way or another.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to look into waddling into the playoffs versus need more big hawks. That is, of course, Eric versus Nate.
Disclaimer, before we start talking here.
Go ahead.
Jamar might be out for the season.
Really? I saw he was injured, but...
I saw some comments where he might not play these last 2 weeks.
AC joint sprain, missed practice on Tuesday, already expected to miss time. Yeah, he could be out.
And with that being said, not that Nate needed any more help in this matchup, but that is a gigantic blow.
That is massive.
Massive.
Because, I mean, what? You have Brandon Cooks you could play in there?
And that's about
Waddle
it.
up there, I guess. Waddle's
oh,
in
that's
flex.
true.
Waddle's in his flex.
And then put in Gus Bus because Keaton Mitchell just got hurt.
He did, yeah. Keaton's out. But Gus Edwards gets San Francisco.
How about
we've seen them.
How about them Baltimore running backs?
That is just whatever they do. They've focused on the pass a lot more this year.
Yes.
And they still get hurt. It's crazy. Let's go to quarterbacks real quick.
Let's go.
Josh Allen versus Jared Goff. Josh on Nate's and Jared Goff on Eric's.
Well, Josh is the number one scoring player in fantasy.
He is.
So, Josh,
last 2 weeks, can I change your mind? Last 2 weeks, he's scored 22 and then 18.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Jared Goff, last week, I'm not going to go back 2 weeks.
He scored 41.
41 last week, but again, 6 points against the Bears.
Jared is no scrub. He is a solid quarterback. But Josh practically will guarantee you a touchdown every single game, whether it's a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown. He's a gunslinger. He is the modern-day Brett Favre, in my opinion. Turnovers included.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just... He's the best fantasy football player this year, so it's got to be Josh Allen against a depleted Charger defense.
Yep. The Chargers just got bent over by the Raiders.
They fired their coach finally.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
After what, 3 years?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Josh Allen. Let's see. Next up, we said Jamar, but I'm gonna just put in
Brandon Cooks
right there. Against Tyreek Hill.
Brandon Cooks.
Versus Tyreek Hill. Yeah, they're out. It's Tyreek.
Tyreek.
Unless he's still out, obviously this could also be a Jamar Chase situation.
Well, let's look at Nate's bench.
Nate's bench, who does he have for another wide receiver? 0 players. He has
0 wide receivers on his bench.
Okay, he has DJ Moore for his flex, so he could just throw them at.
Oh,
up there.
man.
And then he has like 4 different running backs on his bench to throw in there. It's
Nate either way.
Yeah, it's Nate with him. Jettas versus Calvin Ridley.
Jettas wins that matchup.
He does he? Let me remind you that he has not gone over 12 points since coming back the last 2 weeks. 3.7, then 11.9.
He did get hurt.
He did.
Last game, I guess he was fully healthy.
And he didn't. Yeah, he only scored 11 points.
I like how we're scoffing at like someone getting into double digit. I know it's Jettas.
Yeah, it's Jettas. Like you have to score more than that if you're Justin Jefferson.
True.
So
it's kind of hard with a third string quarterback.
It is. So what do you think about Calvin Ridley then? He's also been very disappointing. Can't even reach double digits when he's healthy.
I'm still gonna pick Jettas because Trevor Lawrence has been playing like a third string quarterback. So
I like that take.
Yeah,
I like Jefferson here.
There was just a little stat nerdy thing for me again. They pulled up the first 50 starts from Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence, and their stats are identical.
Are they?
Wins, losses, touchdowns, interceptions.
Trevor Lawrence just looks better doing it.
Yeah.
James Cook versus Derrick Henry. We've mentioned both of those players so far.
James Cook has been on fire lately.
He has. I like James Cook here. As weird as it is to say that with Derrick Henry on the other side.
Derrick will score touchdowns, but his yards per carry is very inefficient. He's not getting those yards anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind giving James Cook the edge here.
Yeah, another player who's just been solid. James Cook, since week 10, has been 13, 17, 13, 22, and 39, as we alluded to earlier in the episode.
What did Future say? Sensational.
Sensational.
James Cook is going to be another guy. Man, a lot of guys to look out for next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be stored in this brain here.
I'm sure it will be.
It will be.
We'll see over the offseason.
I just can't wait who's going to disappoint me next year.
Bro, everybody that you draft, because that's how fantasy football works.
I was so fucking excited for Tony this year. And
Well, because of what he did last year.
Yeah.
You can't go off of that. Derrick Henry, I mean, I won't knock him down too much because he did go 20, 26, 17, but last week only scored 3 against Houston. So let's see what he will do against the Seahawks, who are, I mean, the number 1 team in the NFL. If you want to,
right? Our run defense has looked a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, we just
lately.
beat the Eagles. Really,
We did.
There's no team that we can't beat.
Right.
It's crazy. How
Let's just erase those previous 4 losses.
Don't talk about that.
Before that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We're gonna make it to the playoffs, and we're in there.
Beat the Eagles.
Beat the Eagles again.
I'm going Cook.
I'm willing to
Solid.
give the next running back matchup to Nate because I know Eric's going to start Jerome Ford.
Yep.
And I'm willing to take anybody over Jerome Ford at this point.
Even Jonathan Taylor.
Yes.
Jonathan Taylor against Atlanta. Atlanta's been really good. Jeez, against the run. They're third best against the run.
Mm-hmm.
But Jonathan Taylor has been out for a while. Let's see if he's going to be in, if there's anything. Week 16 return is possible.
And let's look at the running backs on Nate's bench.
Again.
Brian Robinson.
Jalen Warren, Zach Charbonnet. Yeah, I would take any of them.
Yes.
Jerome Ford has been respectable for a backup. However, respectable for a backup is all I would
He's
say.
not no Nick Chubb.
Obviously not. Nobody is. All right, so I will give that to Nate as well. Tight end, Evan Ingram, TJ Hawkinson.
Evan's been on a little bit of a stretch.
Has he again? Because I know earlier in the year he was doing really well.
Well, I know he popped off against the Bengals a couple weeks ago, but I don't know how.
Yeah, 18 and then 27 against Cleveland. And then 4 last week. So, how good do you want him to be? And then Hawkinson, I will go and say he's been better.
Okay.
Better than Evan Ingram is what I mean.
So I'll take Hawkinson in that matchup. He's just been more consistent all year, but Evan Ingram has proved himself to be better since his time on the Giants. So, yeah, still got to go with TJ here.
All right. At the flex, we have Jalen Waddle versus DJ Moore.
Tough matchup.
That is. It's a toss-up for sure. So Jalen, I will say, gets Dallas, and DJ Moore gets Arizona.
Jalen did finally pop off last week, which elevated him past Chris. But I'm going to have to go with DJ Moore solely because he's been more consistent all year. DJ has had some massive performances, and I think he's due for another one against Arizona.
Yeah. Waddle, I don't want to discredit him because he has been back and forth. He'll go 14, then 9, then 23, then 6 bye week, 7, then 17, 7, and then 11, and then 26.
Seems like every other week.
Every other week he's going off. So
this week he's going to be a bust.
Yep. There we go. That's the kind of analysis you get here.
Right.
Right here on Tuddy Talk.
We're forensic files over here. We read the evidence.
And then, kicker, defense. Let's see. Defense, Houston versus Cleveland, and then Philadelphia against the Giants.
I don't know.
I have to go
we
Philly.
didn't even say defenses on the last.
No, we didn't, but it doesn't matter. None of this matters. I'm taking Nate again. Nate is going to, he's the overwhelming favorite, so if he doesn't win, it's disappointing to me. How boring is that? We're both taking the favorites here.
You want me to put out a wager right now?
What?
If Eric, if you win the championship, I'll sit out a year in our league.
I don't think you should make that. You don't want to say that.
Why?
You're really gonna sit out if somebody wins? I don't like that.
Oh, I thought it'd be interesting.
I think if he wins, you should do all of the punishments with me.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Except for the tattoos, obviously we don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that you should do all of the punishments with me.
I don't know why you brought that up.
What? What do you mean?
Just doing all the punishments just for fun?
For fun and because I talked a lot this year. I feel like it's needed. A little bit of humble pie.
But you gotta earn that last place slot. You know what I mean?
I think over the past 2 years, I have had way too much confidence, and I need to be put down. I need to be euthanized.
That's fair enough. I'm just coming off a bad year, so I can't.
Yeah, so you should at least do a couple of them. I don't know.
No.
Anyway, in the consolation, well, I guess we'll talk about the 5th place game because for some people it might matter. I mean, what we had were 2 of the best teams in the league. Now what we have are 2 one and done, as one of the names says, teams. This is Sam Bowles versus one and done. Apple versus Chris.
2 choke artists, man.
Incredible. Just amazing performances last week. Kyler versus Jalen Hurts. I'm just going quick. I'm saying Hurts.
As much as Hurts has been ass, he's still better than Kyler.
Absolutely. I don't know why you die on this hill, Apple. He's just not good. Kyler has been below average. It's not. Oh,
he
man.
just loves
Since
that man.
Since he came back, he's been just garbage.
He loves that man so much.
And you had Sam Howell?
Bro, he had Jake Browning. I would start Jake Browning over Kyler at this point.
Absolutely. It's just sad how devoted you are.
Start Joe Flacco over.
Might as well. Now here's where it changes. Mike Evans versus Rashee Rice. I go Mike Evans.
Rashee has been sneakily good the past couple weeks.
I know. I have him on a different team, but
he's not Mike Evans.
No, I still like Mike Evans. Garrett Wilson versus Cooper Kupp. Both guys that have disappointed this year.
Cooper's starting to warm up a little bit these last couple weeks.
Has he? Yeah, he has. I'll take Cooper here. That's pretty simple.
Garrett, if he had a quarterback.
If he had a quarterback, but that's just not what happened. Has there been any other word about Aaron Rodgers coming back?
They said he's basically cleared, but it's if they want to risk him for these pointless 2 weeks here.
There's no reason to. They would be the stupidest franchise to do that.
Right.
So I guess he's coming back. Mm-hmm. Alvin Kamara versus DeAndre Swift.
Kamara's just been better the second half of the stretch. I mean, Swift has kind of disappeared a little bit, so...
Not even a little bit. Since week 12, hasn't gone over 10 points.
Okay, a lot of it.
Yeah. Kamara, easy. Zach Moss or Clyde?
Oh, man.
Clyde did just score 18 because Pacheco was out.
He did just score 18, but Zach Moss has been underratedly consistent the whole year.
Yeah.
I know you're not a big Zach Moss guy, but...
I'm not, but that's fine. He also has Josh Jacobs if he comes back. He's on his IR right now.
Very true.
Also, Pacheco might be back, so Clyde will completely lose all...
Pacheco is on Sammy's team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I thought you got the teams mixed up. My bad.
So, yeah, Zach Moss. Dalton Kincaid versus Darren Waller.
I haven't heard Darren Waller's name in a long time.
I haven't either. How's he been? 6 points, and then before that, he was hurt.
Kincaid did just drop a donut, though, so... Which cost an Apple the playoffs.
Ooh. It's a battle of mediocrity. Yeah, he dropped 0. That's crazy.
I think Kincaid rebounds against the Chargers. I don't see him dropping 0 points too often.
You know, I'll say right now, I think both of them go over 10.
Sure.
I think that's fine. And then in our flex positions, we have
Let's
Christian.
Skip it. All you gotta say is Christian.
After that, defenses, we have New Orleans versus the Rams and Indy versus Atlanta.
No clue.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Chris's flex? Sorry.
His flex is DK.
Oh, poor DK. I think DK...
If DK performs the way he did against me, then it's him.
If DK played like he did against Dallas, then maybe it's a debate, but then Christian would score like 48 and, you know.
If Christian plays like Christian plays every week on average, it's Christian. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So overall, who are you taking then?
I am going to take Mr. Matt Apple.
Okay.
To be Chris.
Good. We kind of went back and forth on them. Just because you said Apple, I'll say Chris.
Sure.
And yeah.
Keep it in your fiance's name there, you know?
Sure, I guess. Young Hose versus Harris like France. Tommy versus Paris.
Oh, we're coming off the bye now. Here we go.
Yeah, well, Tommy is. Paris is coming off a win. Off of a win that she desperately needed. A win against one
over
of the
the
teams.
former two-time Dynasty champion.
Yeah. I mean, that's like beating
the greatest manager of all time.
It's like beating the Patriots now. Like it's not impressive.
Time for Billy to go.
I might need to find my own co-manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody can find me a Sammy. All right. Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes. Going Mahomes.
And it's been closer than you would think these past couple weeks.
It has been.
Mahomes has been ass.
Mahomes gets Las Vegas.
It's not his fault, though.
No. Jeez, he has been ass. I hope he can pull through this week because I have him in a different.
Oh.
Pittman versus Debo.
That's another tricky matchup. Debo's more likely to pop off, but I'm solely taking Michael Pittman because he's over double digits every week.
He's in concussion right now. Like he may not even play.
Oh, so. Debo then. Never mind.
The reports are he's doing good in his concussion recovery.
But for 7 or 8 weeks in a row, 12, 14, yeah. 16, 15.
Tommy also beat me. So
yeah.
And that was when Pittman went off. So no, I don't have to hear that. Drake London versus Tyler Lockett. Lockett has been, I think, just disappointing, unfortunately. Every few weeks, he goes off, but not even that much. 21 was his highest. And that
I'll take the young gun in that matchup.
That's fair. Joe Mixon, Devin Singletary. I gotta go Devin Singletary.
You guys, Devin Singletary to the rescue.
He has been...
He has gone from...
my Achilles heel this year.
He has gone from 4 to 5 carries a week to 30, which is just unbelievable to me.
It just sucks, man. I really like Dameon Pierce, and the fact that
he's a bomb.
He's been hurt.
Okay, when he was healthy to begin the season, bum.
Right, whatever. ETN versus HN.
Oh man, just ETN. I think ETN's a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, past couple weeks has been rough for HN.
But if you want a black Christian McCaffrey, get you some Devon HN. If he has a great week, like
ETN, he dropped 8 last week, so not great, but yeah, he's not looking like his first half self. That's for sure.
Yeah, A-Chain, if you want like a 40-point game, he's the guy to
you can hope for one.
Yeah.
Especially with Tyreek possibly being limited.
I would say that's a wash, actually.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would say that's a wash.
Kelsey or Goddard? It's Kelsey.
Kelsey, yeah. Happy to see Goddard back on the field, though.
Mm-hmm. Kelsey has been a little bit slow for his expectation.
Right.
But even then, he's still over 10 points every week.
I didn't realize when Goddard got hurt, I didn't know he broke his arm.
Oh, damn.
They said that they said that on Monday Night Football. So like that 4 or 5 weeks he's out, it was a broken arm and he's back. So him and Aaron Rodgers got like magic like healing powers or
his forearm. I mean, coming back from a forearm break is a little easier than an Achilles tear.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Not when you're on ayahuasca.
Right. I don't know what Rodgers is doing, but
cocaine.
We'll see. So yeah, from there, flex. We got Zeke versus David Montgomery.
Monty.
Has Monty still been on a tear?
I don't know.
He's been really good.
Zeke had a breakout game against the Steelers, though. That was like vintage Zeke. 23
points against the Steelers, and then 7 versus Kansas City.
Yep.
Now he gets Denver, and people like to score a lot on Denver. So we'll see. But I will go Monty there. So overall, I am taking Paris.
Me too. I've just been really impressed with Paris's moves those last couple weeks when it came to trades.
I like it. Next up, Mission Impossible versus Brittany.
I'm going to change my name. That was only for that 2-game stretch there where I was trying to make the playoffs. But I don't have a quarterback right now. I don't know if CJ's going to play.
Questionable right now.
So I guess we just got to automatically give Jordan Love the advantage here.
I guess, yeah. Stroud is still in concussion protocol. Who do you have for the waiver wire, though?
A lot.
Gardner, you got Joe, you got Gino,
Browning is out there.
Nick Mullins.
Jake Browning.
Jake Browning is there. How Browning gets Pittsburgh in the rain this week.
I might take me some Flacco here.
I think that would be good.
Might give me some 38-year-old.
He's going against Houston.
Yeah.
And he's gone 20, 28, 24.
He's a stud, man.
Wow. You know what? You might as well. You're not in the playoffs.
I know. I'm gonna get Joe. Even if CJ's healthy, why not?
Sleepy Joe Flacco.
Isn't that ASAP Rocky's like nickname, like Flacco or whatever? I don't know.
I don't know.
Flacco.
AJ Brown, Jordan Addison.
You already know who to pick there.
You can't really go wrong with Jordan Addison, you know?
Right?
It's crazy.
28 points.
He's just the man.
He is the man. With that being said,
AJ Brown, Jalen Reed, or Curtis Samuel.
I'm taking my boy Reed. Reed's been nice lately. He is questionable.
Me too, and that kind of takes away from Jordan Love on the other side as well.
It does.
So
yes.
Yeah, Jalen Reed.
Jaden Reed.
Pollard versus Kyron. It's easy Kyron for me. Are you still supporting your boy?
No.
No? So you're going Kyron?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Like, that's a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is with how much dick riding you were doing with Tony Pollard. Like, it's surprising.
Did you get off Jalen's dick yet?
No. Actually, when last week when they were playing the Seahawks, I only saw the last drive.
You mean last night?
Or last... See how far gone I am? Last night, Jalen Hurts' final interception. Mm-hmm. They were reviewing it, and then they cut over to Jalen Hurts, and he looked so sad.
Is it because you were given the worst BJ of your life?
I turned to Brittany. I said, "Never mind. I want the Philadelphia Eagles to win now, because I don't want to see Jalen sad." Anyway, Javonte Williams versus Jordan Mason.
Man, that's a toss-up, man. Javonte's been so disappointing, and it's not even really his fault.
He's fallen from grace.
It's because Sean Payton is just so pass-heavy. So
I mean, 16 points week 14. He could do it again against New England this week.
That's a tough
Either way, I'm going
against.
Javonte because Jordan Mason is nothing.
Brittany's gonna have to hope AJ Dillon comes back. But
yeah. It's. I mean, her team. We've been over this. I don't need to keep on busting her balls. Cole Kmet versus Isaiah Likely.
Likely's been hot lately.
Likely has been hot.
But I'll give Kmet his flowers here. Kmet has been more consistent over the year. Likely was a backup.
Yep.
With that being said, I'm gonna go with Likely.
My quick question is, what do you think about Mark Andrews next year?
I think Mark is gonna be just fine. Likely will go back to the bench.
You think he's staying on the Ravens? He's staying.
If he's a free agent, I mean, shit. Seahawks, please. Can we get a better tight end?
I just don't know if they're gonna keep Likely. Well,
that would devastate Lamar to a certain extent.
I guess that's true. Lamar really likes Mark,
but he likes Likely.
That's true. Kenneth Walker versus Demarcus Robinson.
Oh, come on, Kung Fu Kenny.
Yeah, that's also a no-brainer.
Kenny had a breakout performance again against the Eagles, and he looked like his normal self again. So,
yeah,
it didn't come back in time for me to, really make that playoff push. But I'll take whenever he looks good. I'm happy.
There's a lot going your way in this one. So, who do you pick for that?
Myself,
Brittany. Final game: me versus Scott.
Woo!
And, I mean, nobody wants to hear this, so I'll just go down real quick. Brock Purdy or Matt Stafford? I'm going Purdy.
Me too.
Cortland Sutton versus Amon-Ra? I'm going Amon-Ra.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Devontae Smith versus Puka? I'm staying with Smith.
I'm going to go with Puka here.
Lame. Chuba versus Eckler? Fuck Austin Eckler. It's Chuba Hubbard time.
Chuba Hubbard. Austin Eckler, you are on the waivers.
Come on, egg boy. What the fuck? All right. Breece Hall versus Ty Chandler. Apparently, Ty Chandler's a god now.
Yeah.
And Breece does jack shit. Breece Hall.
I gotta pick Breece here, man.
Jake Ferguson or David Njoku. I don't know yet.
I actually take back my pick. I'm gonna go with Chief David Njoku because he's literally been through the fire.
I would say David Njoku over George Kittle. George Kittle is balls. I'll say that much. even though he's been scoring a shit ton. David Njoku with Joe Flacco. They're an unstoppable pair.
That is,
can't tell me otherwise.
That's an unlocked character. David Njoku with Joe Flacco with his quarterback.
Bijan or Devontae Adams? Well, if it's a race to who can be the most disappointing player this year, I would give that to Bijan, I think.
What did Bijan get you last week? Negative 0.1?
Yeah. Bijan, god damn. With how much people were hyping out Bijan, you would have thought that he was like fucking Barry Sanders back there. But
what are you gonna sit him? He's gonna drop 25 again.
I'm not sitting him. It doesn't matter anymore. Nothing freaking matters, man.
Who needs to get fired? Say his name.
Me or Arthur Smith?
Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith needs to get. Yeah, I projected that he would be Coach of the Year.
You did?
Coach of the Year. Yes.
Oh yeah. Maybe you know what? You know what we have to do?
I need to take a break from predicting. That's
you know what we need to do in the off season? We need to watch our film because we're just talking out of our ass. We're talking out of our ass, okay?
We pulled everything out of there.
We're going off name players. We're getting Brees, Austin Eckler, fucking Tony Pollard. Just name brand players. We're not going deep. No. Tatani's going deep. Okay?
Tatani, he didn't even have a magazine this year.
Nate's going fucking deep. He's going off these fucking papers that I can't even read, like with my glasses.
I'm happy with Jake Ferguson, though. I'm happy that I finally got him. Very sad that I traded away Kyron, though. Even though he got hurt for most of the year, I wouldn't have been as disappointed with Bijan.
Let's just say this. With Brittany giving up on Jameer so early, she deserves Kyron.
I don't know if she deserves it for giving up on somebody so good.
Mm.
I mean, I was saying it from the beginning. I wanted Jahmyr Gibbs, and Brittany took him.
Now everybody wants Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, that's all good and done. I'm gonna go ahead and take me.
I'm gonna go with Scott.
Whatever. This game fucking sucks, man.
Are you gonna lose your last 5 games? That's gonna be crazy.
I hope so. Go out in the blaze of glory. Where are we at with points for? I just want to see real quick.
You want to know the positive though? At least Eckler's gonna be like a 10th round steal next year.
You want to know where I'm at in points for? I'm in 5th place.
And you're number 1 points against.
Am I?
No, I don't know.
I'm 3rd in points against.
Yeah.
I'll take that. But yeah, points for. Again, same as last year. I think I scored about the same.
It was last year,
and I couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
God, I hate fantasy football. It just gets on my nerves. You know what? Womp womp. Mm-hmm. That's for me. I deserve a womp womp. Anyway, I think that's. Do you have anything else to say? I mean,
no.
I'm good with that. That's our week 16 Tuddy Talk podcast.
We had some more energy this week.
A little bit, I would say. I kind of like this setup.
Yeah. Me too.
If you have anything to say about the setup, let us know. What do you prefer?
Yeah, let's take a poll.
Not that it matters. All right. We'll see you next week.
It's crunch time, baby. Who's gonna be a part of the ringleaders?
Probably nobody. Nobody wants to join the fucking podcast.